All right. I think we might be live. If anyone in chat can hear me, just push one. Maybe people can't hear me. All right, I got a confirmation from Engineering Cannabis. Thank you for the confirmation. Welcome back to the Black Brain Trust. This is episode 452, Black Brain Trust in Africa. Please hit the like button as you come in, share the video if possible, hit that notification bell so you get all the updates from the Black Brain Trust, including those posted on the community tab. No docket today. I'm just now touching down the last 30 seconds. Interesting journey for me. It's the first time I've been to Rwanda, so I wanted to actually just give an update, on safe travels that I've had today. So, everybody's been very, very, very humble to me over here. They have modern vehicles, modern infrastructure over here. You do have a little bit of poverty. You have levels of poverty, but that's no different than the United States. It looks no different than if you went to Detroit or Chicago in some places. So just wanted to give an update on that. I had a long journey today. I left Sunday, got here Monday, and I'm just now getting in this morning. Right now it's 2 o'clock in the morning over here. I don't even have my studio equipment set up over here in my podcasting kit, so I'm just kind of winging it from the tablet right now. I don't even know what time it is over there in the United States. Hit my clock. Okay, it must be 7:12 over there. Yeah. Yeah, so very interesting, man. Everybody's been very humble, man. They show a lot of respect, man. Women, I met two women already on the flight. Very attractive Rwandan women. Very humble, no disrespect. You don't feel any racism over here. Everybody's chill. You got the normalization of police out here. Anybody acts up, they will do you in. And the summit doesn't start for a few hours. It won't start until like 9 o'clock in the morning. Right now it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I just wanted to give an update as to the my travels. Had very interesting conversations with people today. Haven't really gotten a chance to actually relax myself. The flight was pretty rough. Seating was rough and things like that. But for those of the naysayers, the critics who have a lot to say about Africa, you have to come here to see it for yourself. If I didn't know where I was, I would think I was in Barbados in the Caribbean. It looks no different than Jamaica, no different than Barbados, no different than Trinidad. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody's chilling. Yeah, and I haven't felt any disrespect. In the United States, man, if you was in New York or if you was in Baltimore or something like that, you'll hear people cussing each other out and just acting a fool. Even in the manosphere, you hear the foolishness. But over here, it's not like that. You can't get down like that over here. They run a different sort of game. Yeah, the weather is awesome. The weather is mad awesome. I came with the leather, man. I had to take that off. In the States, it was pretty nippy, but over here, man, it's 65, 70 degrees over here. And pretty mild. So I'm chilling, man. I don't have any complaints, man. My hotel is looking pretty butterly for the most part, better than what I expected. Um, I did have some issues with my wallet is missing, but I'll get over that. Yeah, let me give a shout out to people in the chat, man. Engineering Cannabis, what's going on? Pitmaster C, what's going on? Paul G, hello. Miguel Gritton, what's going on? I'm surprised more people aren't on this live stream. I thought that, you know, for all the talk about space and technology and stuff like that, and all the squawking that people do about building a Black community, um, you know, people would be here. But to answer your question, Pitmaster C, no, I haven't seen the bar. It's late right now. No, there's nothing open. I mean, literally nothing open. There's people walking around outside. I don't know where they're going. But yeah, there's nothing open. I'm probably like one of the only people up in the hotel right now. Yeah, Engineering Cannabis says, I saw the agenda and there are going to be some heavy hitters in the summit, especially with AI and blockchain. Yeah, you should have been over here, Engineering Cannabis. Should have got over here, man. Yeah, you definitely should have got over here. Yeah, the vibe is different. Yeah, the vibe is different, Pitmaster C. You don't get all that effery over here. You get out of line, somebody's gonna straighten you out real quick. Let me drop a, well, I'm not gonna be on here long. I'm only gonna be on here about 30 minutes before I go to sleep because I'm actually really tired. Yeah, Engineering Cannabis, the next summit is gonna be in London. And they're having another summit in March here. So it'll be on cybersecurity and blockchain. So you should definitely check that out. Hey, what's going on, One Speed? What's going on, Addo? Evening to you as well. Jabba Jabba, thank you for the safe travels. I don't even have an itinerary. To be honest with you, I don't have an itinerary. I thought they would have one, but I didn't have it. I didn't see it in my email. I just have the invitation. Will they discuss 3D prints at the summit? I don't know. Yeah, this is better than going to see a psychologist, man. You come over here, man, and it really humbles you, right? You know, you're around people that look just like you. They got a different accent, it's like different variation in accent, but they look just like you. I'm in Rwanda. I'm in Rwanda. For those of you listening, asking the question, I'm in Rwanda. Yeah, it's gonna be Butterlade. It's gonna be Butterlade. From what I've heard about it last year, and I got an invitation. I said I'm gonna have to jump on this. If I don't go anywhere else on the continent, it was gonna be here. I know everybody goes to Ghana, everybody goes to Nigeria, but this was gonna be exclusive. So. Let me connect my headset. I'm gonna do a all right.
Yeah, can you all hear me? I got the headset on, so I just want to make sure if anybody can hear me. Okay. So there's a link in the chat if you all want to join real quick, then for the next 30 minutes or so, we could chop it up. I'm looking forward to hearing about blockchain and how it's going to impact the continent. You hear us talk about blockchain a lot over here on this channel. We even have a dedicated day just for blockchain discussion. Engineering Cannabis has been very vocal about blockchain development. We have to really pay attention to the developments as to what's going on with these emerging technologies, and what it's gonna be, what it's gonna look like for our people, right? We know what it's looking like for the big banks and everything else, and the military and the governments, but what does that mean for Black people? So I want to hear, the opinions on the continent as to what's going on in real time. I don't want to. You can't just read. I mean, it's one thing for us to read the articles, but it's another thing for us to really get on the ground and really have these um, high level and deep dive discussions. Jibba Jabba asked Mike V, would you please have time in your travels to do a man on the street interview? I don't know, man. You can't really walk too many places. Everything is just about driving. There's not really that many sidewalks. Everything is really just designed for driving. Even to the event from here, I have to get a taxi. So there's not too many people on the street that you can really talk to, from what I've seen. But you really can't tell the difference between a Rwandan versus a person from Mississippi or Alabama. They all look alike to me, or a person from Jamaica or Grenada. They all look alike. I know my connection is not the best right now. Plug in my phone real quick. So, Faber, to answer your question, I'm at the Africa Tech Summit. Let me share my screen. Right. All right. Let me share my screen real quick. It's 2:27 in the morning, Pitmaster C. So this is the event right here, Africa Tech. Yeah, Judah. Yeah, the event is about investing too. It's about investing into African tech. So this is it right here. Managing legal risk and navigating regulatory landscape from tech startups to investor ready subject matter expertise. So to answer your question, Metu Judah, that's exactly what they're talking about. 250 startups demo day. So you're going to see a whole lot of startups there. Network and reception. That's at the end. So tomorrow will be what AI is doing in Africa. So that's going to be from Microsoft. African tech, Africa, artificial intelligence in Africa. Up in the States, creating a generation of funded startups. Cryptocurrencies, the future of money in Africa, morning coffee and networking, meet the continent's new powerhouse, spotlight on Egypt. So Egypt does play a significant role in tech development now. Scaling innovation across Africa, opportunities and challenges. The Yigo journey, a path less traveled. A new era of cyber threats, the shift to self-learning, self-defending networks. So they're talking about cybersecurity. Innovating public policy, why governments are legislating for tech startups. Digital transformation across Africa, the stimulants, risk, barriers, and investments, plus the benefits being realized for consumer citizens. Can anybody see my screen? What's going on? opportunity. Okay, so people can see. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the connection here, man. That's one thing I hate about hotel Wi-Fi. Um, anyways, the $9 billion untapped business-to-business distribution network in Nigeria. So that would be right up um, engineering cannabis's way. So how to raise funding in Africa, self-help session for founders. So how to build your startups from the ground up, crowdfunding, fintech investing in the hottest sector on the continent. Expanding your African tech startup across borders, mobile money, a leading force for the digital economy, mobile money in a cashless future, closing remarks. So this is what's going on. Um, so I'm glad to be here for this, and I'm hoping to learn something from all of this. Accelerating incubators, making accelerating Africa and making incubators work for local entrepreneurs. This is actually going to be very interesting. I'll be interested in hearing what they have to say about that. Food security, tech's big problem to solve, fostering innovation, the case of regulatory sandboxes, future of blockchain opportunities and regulation for Africa. So a lot of this is right up our alley in terms of what we talk about. And some of the ventures that everybody wants to get into, this is going to be it. So so if anybody wants to jump on real quick, man, I'll be here for another 15, 20 minutes. Just, let me know what you're trying to, any questions that you guys have, now would be the time to ask. Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody trying to get on the panel, so I think I'll just close it out. or maybe my connection might be bad. Dave Tile says, what do you think 2020 for Africa? I don't understand that question. So Mark C asks, what was the process of acquiring a Rwandan passport? I don't have a Rwandan passport. You just have to pay a visa. A 30-day visa is $50 when you get to the airport. Which is something I didn't know. I always thought that you can just come and go as you please as in the United States, but I found out today the hard way. That cost me $50. What do you think? What you think about Africa as a global power for 2020? Africa won't be a global power for another 20 years. That won't happen until 2035, 2040. There's still a lot of infrastructure development that needs to take place. But Black people in America can be a part of that infrastructure development. Earl Owens asked, is it an e-visa? No, it's a 30-day visa. So yeah, Mark, see, it's a visa on arrival. I think it's stupid, but that's how they operate. John P asked, say I'm off topic, but is Python a good coding language to learn? Yeah, if you go back and check our tech talks on the last 3, 4, 5 tech talks, we talked about that extensively. But what better way to spend Black History Month on the continent itself? It was going on Richard Victor Dixon. Yeah, I think 5G is going to play a significant role here, a major role. And that's a piece of infrastructure that is almost necessary. You can't do anything without a fast connection at this point. Marcy asks, would you mention your plans for networking while in the continent? That's what the event is for networking. That's exactly what the event is for. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, Faber. Rwanda. I'm in Rwanda right now. I'm in Kigali, downtown. Actually, let me drop the link in the to the event in the chat because I think that's actually probably the most important thing, so people understand what we're talking about here. Yeah, Richard, man, I just touched down 30 minutes ago. Yeah, man. I'll probably close out, man. I don't see anybody joining the panel in the next 2 minutes, man. I'm surprised that your regular people who are usually here for space and technology are not here. Um, I got a thumbs down. Interesting. You talk about the continent and people get upset. How is that possible? No, it's cool, Richard. It's cool, Richard. Um, I think the major point that I was trying to drive home was that I'm here. I touched down. Um, in a few hours, I'll be able to get it in on a deeper dive on in terms of tech. So All right, man. So let me get up out of here, and then I'll update the I'll update the channel as I go along. There won't be any normal normal live streams that we usually do during the week. So this week would be a little bit different. All right, peace and shalom.